Peace, love, strength, and power, Royal Family. This is my second session in Late Bloomer, a personal critique into my development, learning the skills and technique of boxing. I'm about 2.5 months in, and I'm already seeing some good progress. I still have my speed, which I'm thankfully gifted with. My form has become a lot better. I'm keeping my arms tucked. I'm moving. I don't stay in one place. I'm very mobile. Of course, I see my flaws more than I see my good stuff, but I know I have to focus on both because this is a part of the development. You're not going to get it perfect. Your goal is to get it as perfect as you can get it. I am keeping more distance. I'm not fully extending, but I am extending, which is a good thing. I'm training in my resistance mask, which is meant to simulate high altitude training. I do this when I want to force my respiratory system to work harder. Considering I'm a little older, I used to use it to push myself a little further because, you know, I have to get in the ring with a lot of young guys and they tend to have more endurance and stamina, so naturally. So I have to force mine. But it does work. I don't use it all the time because you're not getting your full oxygen, which affects your performance. So it could stagnate your growth as well. But in this case, I'm doing good. But in some of my other sessions, I could feel a difference. It does take a lot away from you. If you notice, I've switched to southpaw, which is something I'm moving away from. I have to get the basics first before you try to switch it up. I do see the advantage of it. It causes you to self-correct balance-wise. If you could do it on one side, you could do it on the other, and your mind tends to try to mirror everything you do on one side from the other side. So it does help with balance as far as power goes and as far as footwork goes, but that's something for an advanced boxer. You learn that over time. So I say master the first part, and then you can possibly, alternate into the other side. Because even the professionals that's in this gym don't do it often, only as a form of deception, but not. It's not how they box. They're not getting in the ring with that intention of switching on you, because they're not even that advanced yet. You hear that snap? Yeah, that's what you want to hear. I want to hear that snap. I would like to get more snap into it, but you definitely want to hear that snap when it's clean like that. You're turning your wrist, and that's something I'm still struggling with. My right turns so good. I can turn my right with my hip, and it's perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's almost there. I'm still working on the distance with the jab, which causes me to kind of like smother my punches. So my jab is not crisp. It's not clean. It's fast, but it's not gonna hit you like that right hand. So that's something that I'm aware of and I'm working on right now. Is distance. I'm in here sounding like Darth Vader. Yeah, that resistance mask does take a lot of your oxygen away, which is not beneficial all the time. You need oxygen. You need oxygen in your brain. You need oxygen in your blood. You need oxygen to help your muscles. You need oxygen to help your movement. So yeah, oxygen, you need your oxygen. So simulating high altitude training does force your cardiovascular system to work in overdrive. That's why I'm gasping for air like that. So I fatigue myself, and as you can see, I forget like my distance. Look how close I am. I've forgotten already that I need to take another 2 steps back. That I can reach the bag from that far away. I do have the arm length for it. I've been in the gym now 2.5 months, so I'm trying to get away from just coming in here throwing punches. I want to come in here with intentions of cleaning up a lot of flaws and tightening up my form and my technique. And that's why I'm making these videos so I can see what I need to improve on. I'm not shifting my weight at all. So even though that's not my intentions of being in here right now, my intentions is simply to get a crisp jab and remember to turn my hips. But I want to add shifting. Shifting is moving your weight left to right, left to right, left to right. Being able to work on my foot movement is the next step. And just remember, it's a process. Everything in here is a developmental process. Consistency, consistency. That's why boxers start so young, because it's an unlimited amount of information to learn. There's always something you can fix, always something new you can learn. So they do tend to start like when they were kids. So for old guys like myself, it's an advantage because now I have something to focus on. I have something to learn and contribute to my development. You know, I can figure out stuff, new stuff now. You know, and I'm just thankful that it's health focused, it's fitness focused. Because I could be sitting on a couch drinking a beer, watching the game, and I prefer to come in here and do something with my body to keep me healthy. And it's a good thing. It's also a mental state. It's a mental state to come in and want to work on something new to help yourself health wise. So I recorded 2 sessions, one on this bag and the heavy bag. I still hop when I punch, which I catch myself when I'm doing it, mid doing it. You don't want to get hit while you're in the middle of a jump. So, but yeah, I gotta also remember to move my head off the center line. And getting away from that Philly shell, I am not built to do the Philly shell. I know that about myself. You leave the ring when your head hurting, yeah, you got hit in the head too many times. So yeah, I'm gonna have to develop my style because you gotta fight for how your mind and your spirit feels comfortable. You don't force something that's not comfortable, and that's not comfortable. I don't like it. I don't even like how it looked me doing it. No, 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 not gonna do it. That's me right there. So once I add that slip and shifting and my footwork to that defense, yeah, I tend to give people more problems when I'm doing that. So that's my focus on now, tightening up that style. So I'm rounding off the end of the session on this bag. And yeah, if you got any, critiques, I'm open for criticism, Just keep it respectful, you know what I'm saying? I'm an old guy just trying to stay busy, man. Everybody trying to go pro. So don't show your hate. But I'm definitely open for constructive criticism, I'm right now educating myself, but there are trainers in here who pull you to the side. They're professionals. They do this for a living, and they'll help you. So yeah, but I'm also open to whatever you think in the comments. I'm here to learn, and I am self-teaching. I'm studying on the internet, and I'm learning. And thanks.